Hey, what's up, y'all? This is former NASCAR driver Bill Lester, and you're listening to Victory Lane Vibes.
He's gonna do it! Bubba Wallace wins in Kansas! What they gonna say now, baby?
This is NASCAR's Chief Hype Officer, Mamba Smith, and you're listening to Victory Lane Vibes. Let's go.
Lewis Hamilton wins the Turkish Grand Prix and is a 7-time champion of the world!
Hey everyone, I'm NASCAR driver Natalie Decker, and you're listening to Victory Lane Vibes.
Welcome to another episode of Victory Lane Vibes. We are your hostesses with the mostesses. It's Jared, it's Jer, it's Madeline, and welcome Bonte, longtime listener, first time co-host in 2026. I feel like you picked an apt weekend to come back and join the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me back.
Well, there was a lot of walls knocked down over the course of the weekend, so let's dive right into it, shall we? Any current event things that happening? I think we talked about Buescher getting his extension last week. Or was that new news? I can't remember. Chris Buescher signs an extension to stay with RFK for the foreseeable future. And he ran pretty well yesterday. It's always, I feel like, after drivers sign a contract and they know that their paycheck's still coming, the on-track performance seems to tick up a little bit. So good job on you, Buescher. I know I said some crass things about you last week, but you stepped up to the plate. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, and then Jesse Love got announced that he's replacing Josh Berry in the 21 next year. Surprise for me, I didn't think he was going to change manufacturers, so I guess Ford said if we can't beat him, steal him. So
yeah, same.
I was coming to the 21.
Yeah, that was shocking.
Was that a good move on? Would Zapinski's part to lock down Jesse Love?
Yeah, I think it's a good move, in my opinion. I feel like the 21 car has been like the car for like younger drivers, well, exception to Josh Berry, but technically still young, pretty much. But I feel like this is a good opportunity for Jesse Love to be in a Cup. I think he'll do well, hopefully. So yeah, I'm excited for next year.
Question for the group: does Jesse Love have beef with Carson Hocevar?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Same.
No, I don't think so. That's more of Corey and Carson.
I can't. I don't like rushing my life, but I'm really excited for next NASCAR season.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm so excited.
It'll be really
already.
interesting.
I'm so excited.
Very.
Madeline, did you have anything to add about the Jesse Love signing?
I'll be like interested to see how he actually runs in Cup because he kind of sounded a little bit confident in one of the articles that I read. He had said something about Connor. Connor is like the lucky shiny penny for everybody, but he feels a little bit more prepared than Connor was going into Cup. So I'm interested to see how he actually fares when he gets in a Cup car full time, especially given that he's changing manufacturers. So like, it's not like he's getting the same time in Cup car this year that Connor did last year.
No, he'll definitely have some time getting up to speed, I think. I hope he's not going in too overconfident, like to your point, but it'll be interesting.
I feel bad because you know how like Colleague doesn't have access to anything Chevrolet does on the Cup side because of the Ram thing.
Right.
Like it double sucks for Jesse because I'm sure that his resources are limited now on the Chevrolet side, and he can't do anything with Ford yet because he's still in a contract with them. So he's going to have a hell of an off season trying to get acquainted to everything all at once. But I don't know. Well, who goes to the 2 if that's the case? If Jesse Love's coming up, who's going to be the 2 new drivers at RCR? Because I would assume that Austin Hill comes full-time Cup racing next year, leaving RCR with no apps drivers. Get it? That
is a good question. That is very interesting. I can't think of them right now. Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to shut the the O'Reilly's program down because they've had success. Obviously, this weekend we'll get to that in a moment, but there's been no talk about who's coming up from trucks to drive and an O'Reilly's RCR car. So I guess we'll have some silly season things to watch on that accord. Maybe if Haas actually is shutting down, then if you can't beat them, join them. Sheldon Creed goes to RCR. Ah. Oh man, that'll be something wild to see. But I don't think anything else happened. Chris Buescher got signed, Just Live got signed, Josh Berry got fired.
I do have a question, Jared.
What's up?
Do you think Josh Berry will go to front row next year?
Oof. I don't know if Josh Berry has money. And I feel like, if anything, he's going back to JRM to run full time. I think that makes the most sense. Junior, his guy, they're tight knit just because of the late models and car store stuff that Josh Berry did for Junior. I think he has a bright career in O'Reilly's, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like for a lot of drivers, especially ones, I wouldn't say he was rushed, but he was rushed up to Cup, and it's hard to grasp all that Cup entails, like from the preparation side of things to just your racecraft and all that stuff. So I feel like he'll have a stellar next 2 or 3 years running down in O'Reilly's. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just think he experienced victory lane a little bit more down there as opposed to the Cup Series.
I can see that. I said that because I don't think Noah. No, he got money and all, but I just don't think Noah will have a seat next year. That's just my opinion.
You know, the way it's looking, he's the odd man out of his 2 teammates. They've shown some speed the last several weeks, and Noah's still the only one that's out back. So, you know, who knows? Like maybe Noah go back to O'Reilly's again. Nothing wrong with that. But you know, if you get you win a couple championships and you know O'Reilly's, and you think like, oh, he's got it, move him up. And sometimes you have it, and you know sometimes you don't. So, we'll see. Let's start the series of that wall getting repaired over the course of the weekend. So we'll go to the truck race. I apologize in advance. I remember nothing of this race. I just know it took forever. And all of that happened for Lane Riggs to capture his victory at Coronado, beating Daniel Hemrick and Kaz Gralla. If anyone else can remember the truck race, how do you feel about the trucks at the naval base? Jer.
That was a tough start to the weekend. Just like, ooh, I mean, it's a new event to begin with. Not only is it a new event, it's a street course on a naval base. So quite literally, I mean, there's a lot riding on it to begin with, but then on top of that, like, it's just a recipe for chaos. And that unfortunately did deliver a heaping serving of chaos. Just, it made me nervous for the rest of the weekend. And thankfully, I think it paid off in the end. But I mean, it was hard to stay awake through the end of that. I'm not gonna lie, like, or not necessarily stay awake, but it was hard to stay tuned into it. Especially, you know, with the red flag there towards the end too. I'm just like, oh my God, can this? Whew, tough. I mean, ultimately though, I think, gosh, I feel like so much happened. I completely forgot about Jimmy Johnson leading laps in what was that, stage 2? I think he, after the race, also was it this weekend where he was complaining about how there's like no respect in the truck series? Quite the interesting take, I think, from just, I guess I'll leave it at that. I don't know. It's just, I think we all know that the truck series is the series of the beating and banging. I think if you're gonna like dip your toes in for a weekend, you kind of have to expect that. And then also the fact that like it's also a street course, like there's going to be some additional beating and banging going on there. I just did think that was very funny to hear Jimmy after the race complain that there was no respect out there. But he got to lead some laps. That was very entertaining. And then yeah, obviously everything shakes up with the red flag there. You suddenly have the recipe for chaos with the restart, but ultimately I do think the race delivered like an entertaining package. Do I think the truck race was necessarily like exemplary of good racing this weekend? Typically, no. I don't think that that has anything to do with necessarily this weekend, though. But like, I think it was an entertaining package and that there was a lot going on. There was a lot to kind of keep people locked in and entertained. And obviously, opening out the weekend with the visuals of it being on the naval base. Prime did a really, really good job, as usual in the booth, but then also, or well, I guess that wasn't Prime, but when you got to the cup race, Prime did a really, really good job with that visual. But in general, I thought it was just a really, really interesting atmosphere. I'm sure we'll get to some of the logistical hiccups later in the show tonight, but overall, really interesting package for a truck race.
Madeline.
I'm gonna make a confession that I like napped through a majority of the truck
And
race.
that's okay. That's perfectly
Made
fine.
made a really strong effort. I was off on Friday, so I did not pay much attention. My biggest takeaway was that we almost had fighting in pit lane after. Adam Andretti and Parker Kligerman got into it. That was exciting. Justin Marks crashed. Jimmy Johnson led laps. And it took forever for the race to finish. And it had me really nervous about the rest of the races this weekend. Like, I watched that truck race and I was like, oh, it's going to be bad. Like, I was texting someone and I was like, the rest of the weekend's going to be rough. But I think, it was entertaining when it wasn't red flagged. And I wasn't asleep. I'm so sorry.
But what do you think of the truck race?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I also took a nap damn near almost the whole race. I'm sorry.
That's
it was
crazy.
just so long. I'm like,
I
what
would
is
be proud
going?
for a collective nap watch. That's crazy.
I know it's crazy because the last time I napped for a race that was Michigan 2022. You know, heartbreaking. But back to the race. Yeah, I napped. I was just so tired, and then keep in mind I was also off. Like I'm off for a whole week, but that was so draining. Like, can we end this? But it was pretty cool to see Jimmy Johnson lead some laps. Shout out to the GOAT. Happy for Lane Riggs, fourth win in the season. He's killing it so far. And these, I don't know, it was like the barriers just not gonna say weak, but like Jesus. Like it's like one hit and moves. And it take like almost like 20, 30 minutes to fix it. So I don't get it, but other than that, it was really long and boring.
Gave me Monaco vibes with the crash happening and having to rebuild the track.
Mhm.
So cool. The collective was the truck race was trash. Awesome. Moving forward to Saturday, I personally was more aggravated at the O'Reilly's race than the truck race, um, because I fell asleep. Like it took too long. Like again, like obviously the tracks and stuff, and the red flags, but 2 hours of red flags is diabolical. And like yeah, you're 3 hours ahead of me, but brother, it shouldn't be anywhere close to 11 o'clock. You still have cars at the racetrack. I felt some type of way. But all of that for Austin Hill to get wrecked, get his car fixed, and drive back through the front and win. So it's RCR's first win as an organization since the loss of Kyle Busch. There's a very touching moment in Victory Lane when Richard Childress got asked a question and he immediately choked up and couldn't breathe. So it was a heartfelt moment for them. But Austin Hill wins again when there's left and right turns. Is Sam Mayer going to be in the race next week?
I don't know, man. Were
That
there
was a hit.
confirmed? It was tough. I feel like we've had a lot of tough hits in motorsport recently. Like, it is getting really scary seeing these guys hit walls every weekend in new and intense ways. And then, I mean, I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about athletes like pushing through on injuries and stuff like that. But I think in motorsport, it's a lot easier for these guys to say, no, it's fine. I'm just driving a car. But unfortunately, I think that, you're still putting yourself at risk for like long term, like lifelong and career ending injuries. Um, I don't, I mean, did he have confirmed breaks or anything from that? Concussions, anything? I haven't seen like a injury report from him. Okay.
Nothing that's been announced yet.
Yeah, so I kind of don't know, like, it's hard to tell where it's like, you know, are they holding off to get, approvals from doctors, or are they holding off because they're trying to make sure like he is okay? But I I think if he is racing next weekend, um, I would be pretty I would want to like really, really feel that that doctor was confident that there was no concussion, because it was such a massive hit. It's hard to imagine that there's not some sort of like head trauma involved there. If he did miss a concussion, that's impressive with how like the safety in the sport has come. But like, oh man, that was rough.
What else did you want to ask about the O'Reilly's race?
Um, I also had a hard time paying attention and locking in for the rest of this one because, to your point, 2 hours of a red flag is diabolical. Like, that was really, really tough. Again, this was one of those moments where like halfway through this race, I'm just sitting and thinking about what Sunday is going to look like, and I don't like feeling like that during an O'Reilly race, just thinking about Sunday, because it obviously takes away from the moment. But like, there was a lot of moments where there wasn't racing because, again, 2 hours of red flags. There was a lot of time for your mind to wander. Um, this weekend, like, some of the shenanigans with just the track like biting back, honestly, like, did give me shades of the first weekend in Las Vegas, where there was a manhole cover incident during qualifying for that one. So that was just kind of like an interesting parallel of like, we are very clearly figuring out this track and figuring out how this weekend is gonna, like, the little nuances of racing someplace at like a freaking Navy base. Like, we're very clearly using the truck race and the O'Reilly race as like guinea pigs leading up to Sunday. And like, thankfully, I do think they nail down a lot of those issues, but like, it was just really, really a hard watch and really hard to, get myself through to the end of that. I'm sure there are plenty of people who did not watch the end of that, who even after, the first red flag were just like, no, I'm done. Um, Austin Hill, there were a lot of conversations about like all that for an Austin Hill win, but like, it was really, to your point, Jarrett, like, it was really emotional to see that RCR win. Like, it's hard to hate that. Like, it's hard to feel bad about that outcome. Um, just been a really, I think it's easy to forget that these are people who were friends with Kyle, and these are people who, were around him every day for years and years and years. And it's easy, I think, for us as fans to move on and just go back to life as usual and get back into the swing of things. But like, there's reason that 8 Kyle tribute was there again this weekend. It's not going to be as easy for these guys to move on. So it was another really sweet moment to kind of honor Kyle. And Austin said after the race, in those last few corners, he was, talking to Kyle, talking about, give me a little extra speed here if you can. And, to see that come through for him is just really sweet.
Ante, how'd you feel about the O'Reilly's race?
Despite it being long, was way better than trucks for sure. Nothing really happened besides the whole Sam Mayer accident. I really hope he's okay, but I think he'll race this week. Um, much as I get a lot of shit to Austin Hill, shot good win for him. Good win from RCR. That's for Kyle. I still just still heartbroken that Kyle's no longer here with us. Like that's yeah. Um. So shout out to Richard Austin for that win, and the burnout by Kyle's Memorial. That was also beautiful too. But it was decent. Just bit very very long.
Madeline.
I mean, I'm gonna echo that it was a very long race. It didn't feel as long as trucks. I don't know how long they actually ended up being. Maybe because I was just like, I'm more invested in O'Reilly, so I'm gonna like care to sit through a red flag and listen to the broadcast booth talk about nothing for a while. Um, I feel like there was a lot this like race particular, like I think there was like a couple decent wrecks in trucks this weekend, nothing like so crazy as Sam Mayer. But like this like kind of sparked a whole like is this track safe conversation, and people got like really really passionate about that on social media after this race, and I kind of like I don't I don't know if it's like inherently unsafe or if it's just the like street course of it all, and maybe I'm more used to things that come from street course racing because of like watching open wheel racing, but I felt like everybody this weekend, it felt like anytime something happened on this track, everybody was doom and glooming. So we had NASCAR being like, this is the greatest thing we've ever done ever on planet Earth, and it should be like a crown jewel. And then we had all the fans being like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened ever. What do you mean a manhole cover popped up from the ground and like killed Corey Day's car? So it felt like there was no happy in between for any race this weekend, but it specifically felt like that for the O'Reilly race. So it was not only like 2 billion hours of red flags, but I was also just like scrolling Twitter and everybody was angry all the time. Nobody was concerned about Sam Mayer. They were all just mad. Like I don't think I saw a single person like genuinely concerned for Sam Mayer. It was a good race though. Like I was entertained. Like I think they raced well. I was for the first time in my life happy about an Austin Hill win. I cried watching them celebrate in victory lane. I think I don't know when it's gonna start feeling like normal watching races, or like because like even for fans, like you still scroll on Twitter and you see just like everybody's still feeling affected by it. So it was kind of nice for them to have that moment as a team and kind of see everybody put, at least for like most people, put aside for like a couple seconds like animosity towards certain drivers for that moment. So like overall, I enjoyed the race this weekend.
Can I say something?
Yes, it's your turn.
Going on what you were saying about it ain't gonna feel the same about racing. Yeah, that's like I know I wanted to be on here after the passing. I just need to tell him myself because I cried. Like I'm still not over his passing, and this ain't gonna be the same without Kyle Busch. I'm just still at a loss for words. Even a month later, don't. I'm just lost for words right now because I really miss Kyle Busch. That's one of the greatest NASCAR drivers of all time. One of the funniest dudes. But yeah, it ain't gonna be the same, especially after this season. I feel like if it feel like we lost our own Dale Earnhardt. So yeah,
The the race was good. I just didn't like it was 2 hours of red flags. Like the race was awesome. Um I'll save the crown jewel moment for yesterday's race. But the race was good. It cooked. O'Reilly's I feel like was winning the weekend until yesterday happened. It's just something about those cars and the drivability of them and how I feel like they have a little bit more maneuverability than the cup cars do, but they still have some of the same durability. So you could have gotten like beat up, torn up, fenders knocked in, but still had a lot of speed in the car, which is really awesome to see. Like Austin Hill was missing like his whole door number, and he was still like had a rocket ship. So it was a really great race. It was really touching celebration that he did. Segueing that into Sunday, to your point, Bonte, about how it's hard for. There's definitely a lot of people still grieving about the loss of Kyle Busch because he's still supposed to be here, and Samantha's Father's Day post on Instagram almost took me out. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Almost took your boy out.
Yes.
But it's still it's good to see that, if anything, that there's, people still not afraid to grieve, people still not afraid of showing emotion. I feel like the world needs more of that. We need more vulnerability. We need to show that we have emotions and we're open and willing to share them. So if there's still people out there, Bonte, you included, if you're still feeling lost and experience loss, like, you don't have to apologize about your feelings or how you feel. Your feelings are valid, and you deal with it the best way you can. So
I appreciate that.
moving on to yesterday, though, that crown jewel. I don't know why everybody had their pitchforks out on Twitter. I want the race course back. Cup can stay at Coronado. Everybody else can go home. I need this race back in next year. This race cooked. It was fantastic. Just from beginning to end, it was a wave of emotions, roller coaster of emotions. Crazy stat. Thank you, Art, in your absence, for sharing these things. So first things first, Corey Heim is the first driver in NASCAR history to win in the 67. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
It gets crazier. So Corey Heim wins his first Cup Series race driving for 2311 Racing at the age of 23 years and 11 months old. Corey Heim turns 24 when they'll be in Chicagoland, I think. All that to say, I thought we was going to have a 1-2-3 23-11 finish. Corey and Tyler duking it out, and I was like, well, just wreck each other so Bobby can win. And then Tyler seemingly wrecked himself and let Corey get back by him, and then ended up cutting a tire. So still I had a good day yesterday, even though I was cussing out everybody involved at the organization known as 2311 Racing for the pit road incident. But Corey Heim gets his first Cup Series win, his first win in 13 starts. We finally get a sexy ass O'Reilly's Melbourne 1 race win diecast, and Denny Hamlin goes wild in post race. Unsurprising to anyone. Matt, I'll let you start off. What do you think of yesterday's race? Peak or no?
So I traditionally don't really like NASCAR cars not at an oval. I really don't I don't like Watkins Glen. I don't like road course racing and stuff because nobody's good at none of them are really great at it. And it's since I have gotten really into it, it's been the SVG show, and I love SVG. He's one of my favorite drivers, but it's it's just they're not my favorite. But I genuinely yesterday's race. I genuinely did not have a moment outside of cautions and stuff, obviously, where I felt bored watching the race. Ryan Blaney was leading laps at a street course. Nothing against Ryan Blaney, but that was the kind of racing that I enjoy watching, where it's not just oh, we know Shane's gonna be up at the front all day long with a 5-second lead, and we're just all gonna watch a fight for 28th or something. It felt all throughout the pack there was good racing. Trying to think of other things that happened other than Ryan leading. Oh, my dad after the race texted me literally just 23:11. He apparently watched the race, and that was his only thoughts on the race. I asked for further clarification, and that was all he said. So I think that should be the blanket statement for the race, is just 23:11. So
It's a damn shame. Denny Hamlin has been to victory lane 10 times this season, 4 for himself and 6 as an owner. That's fucking crazy. Jared, what did you think of the Cup race?
That is an insane stat, actually. That's crazy. He's on a freaking tear this season, though. As an owner and as a driver, he's really on a tear. Can't say it any other way. Reddick's lead above him right now is only 8 points now. Which feels
Whoa.
crazy. Isn't that wild? Being up against the boss man and 8 points away from it must be a really, like, I would love to know the conversations going on in 2311 right now, just around the fact that Tyler is that close to being overtaken by Denny in the standings. But it's hard for me to choose what my favorite story from yesterday was, you know? Obviously, it was 2311's day. They completely dominated. Madeline, your dad is correct. 2311, period, full stop, end of story. You've got Corey Heim taking his first win, kind of in tandem with that. And then I I don't know how I feel about, like, Tyler Reddick not taking that pass back and, like, giving that to Heim. I really, like, I commend him for it, especially him saying, like, "I'm not gonna pass another driver like that, especially not a teammate." I thought that was a really noble thing to do, but I do think it was incredibly noble, and I don't know that it was, those are the things about Tyler where I really wonder, like, I'm like, "Okay, buddy," like, I would love it if a driver won by being, like, a really nice, really friendly guy, but there are some times where I'm just like, "Do you need to be the good guy all the time?" Obviously, I am not complaining, those are just comments because at the end of the day, I love a Heim time. Um, it was so, so good to really see him, take that moment yesterday. But then, you know, you look even further, you've got the Heim versus host of our beef. Which how legitimate is that as, like, a beef? Is it like a fun, friendly little rivalry, or is
No, that's real hate.
is that real
I
hate?
think that's
That's
real
I
hate.
think it's
definitely
real
real
for
hate.
Heim. I think it's real for
Okay.
Corey. I think Carson is
Yeah.
thrilled that somebody
Yes.
is, like, giving it back to him. Like, I think Carson's having the time of his life. And I think
Absolutely.
Denny gave Carson Corey's phone number. Like,
It's real
I
beef, but
agree. I do think Carson is having the time of his life with it. I think he's like, "This is beautiful."
but I think Corey's
Um,
dead serious.
oh,
right.
for
I
sure.
love
Like,
that. Like, I want them to be, like, the best, like, frenemies. Like, I want this to be a wonderful, like, lifelong situation. I'm rooting for them. I truly am. Um, cannot wait for the Dale Jr. download. That's gonna be really, really
episode's
fun
gonna
to
be
see.
crazy.
Yeah. Truly though, I think my favorite storyline, and this is an incredibly biased take though, is the Kevin Magnuson of it all.
Mm.
There was a couple moments where he was, like, top 10. He was running really well. He clearly was having a good time. Um, I was a big fan of Kevin when he was in Formula One, specifically because I liked his aggression. I thought he brought
Absolutely.
something to F1 that obviously we don't get. These are a lot of, like, really polite European men. And then you had Kevin Magnuson just being a little bit too reckless in Formula One. And so when I heard that he was racing this weekend, I was unbelievably ecstatic because I knew he was going to fit right in and just, like, have the most fun because you can friggin' dump people here and you can fight them after the race. And he almost did. He got in a little altercation with Mr. Noah Gregson.
This
And I'm sorry, like, I watched the replay, like, I do think Noah was on a bit of a high horse there about, like, what he thinks Magnuson should have done. Like,
I want to give a special shout out to the poor PR rep who told
mhm.
Noah, "No hands, Noah," telling him to not put hands on Kevin Magnuson like he's 6 years old.
Right. No
I
hands.
That was hilarious.
That was beautiful. He's
I just know
gentle
he's not
parenting.
getting paid enough for that. But that was a beautiful moment after the race. Thank you to Noah Gragson for that moment and that moment
Thank you.
alone.
Thank you to that moment, the gentle parenting of no cracks and just, like, gentle hands. Like, he kept saying, "What is your problem?" over and over again. Like, he really wanted Kevin to hit him. Like, he was not about to be the person to, like, throw the first punch, but he wanted Kevin to hit him so bad. And that video is my freaking favorite because Kevin is just giddy. Like, if you look at his face, he's just so stoked that he's got under this guy's skin. He's so excited that he's getting, like, the NASCAR experience. I think he even said it in, like, a post-race interview where he was like, "I know how you guys do it over here. I was ready." Like, ugh, I loved it. It was a beautiful moment. I hope he comes back a billion times. I hope he gets a part-time, full-time ride. I hope he finds his home here in NASCAR. It would be really, really enjoyable for me. But great Sunday. Fantastic.
Bonte.
Yeah, I won't lie to you. That was the most funnest road course race I had watched this whole season. Um, I really thought it was gonna be an SPG type win. No, got in the crash with they got that crash, took him out. I'm like, oh dear, new winner. I did not think 2311 has speed, but oh my god, they had speed, and not just the 45. All of them had speed. Even Riley was contending for the win. Bubba, hold on, hold on. That time's out, but the race. P2, P2 on a road course, and not like P2 with no shenanigans, none of that. Just straight raw speed and straight passing. Got- Came a long way. Came a long damn way for Bubba to finish P2. Now, time's out. It sucks that he had the tire issue because he was doing well. I hated that going 2 laps down tire issue. But the fact that he fought his way back up to finish P2, that's outstanding. On a road course, that's the best drive I ever seen Bubba this year. But period, that was fantastic. Battle between Heim and Reddick was pretty was pretty insane. I was hoping Heim and Reddick burnt their tires out before Bubba go in the charge, but that is what it is. Happy for Corey Heim, got his first win with 20 racing. First win part time driver, the first one, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, this race was like this race was just great all around. Okay, so back to the Kevin, back to the Kevin Magnuson and no argument. Kevin did not care. Uh,
He was excited. He
he
was having
was.
fun. Like it was pure entertainment for him. There was no remorse in that man's body.
He told Noah multiple times to fuck off like 3 4. What the hell? Hold on.
I'll just mention that it's kind of crazy that the last 2 years 2311 has won with open cars. Badooms. Um, and it's I'm gonna petition 2311. You got to give my man the 67 for next year. He won in that number. I think that's why he won. Honestly, I feel like that was Corey's motivation. Like maybe if I win in my number, I can keep my number, so we can have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Personally, it just fit. It just flows better. It just feels better. Um, but I'll fill in for Vontae right quick. This race cooked. It was fantastic from beginning to end. There was action nonstop. Like even with Bubba losing the tire or whatever, and going 2 laps down, I was like, it doesn't matter. SVG's out front. Let's see if he can keep it out front. Connor Zillis led laps for the first time in his Cup career. Like everything was cool, and then they wrecked, and I was like, uh-oh, all of Bubba's ops are dead. Let's see what happens. And it was just a really good race. They need to go
Yeah.
back. They need to go back. I really, truly, I want Coronado to be back at least on the Cup schedule. I don't know about the trucks and the O'Reilly cars, but yeah, the Cup race was fantastic. The track did really well, like even with it rubbering up. There was still, a lot of slipping and a lot of sliding. There were a lot of passing zones, which I really wasn't expecting when we saw the iRacing like fly over the track. I was like, oh, this race is gonna be shit. They can't pass anywhere. But there were a lot of passing zones. There was a lot of forgiveness to let faster drivers by. I think was awesome as well. Just because the Cup drivers probably saw the calamity that was the last 2 days and like, I'm not trying to be at the racetrack till 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and let's make this thing work so we can go to wine country and get ready for Sonoma. But yeah, this race is fantastic. I just hope they don't deserve my lights too bright, but while we're here, I just hope from a fan experience side of things, I had saw or retweeted or something how NASCAR wasn't allowed to use the power from the base. They had to generate their own. Super duper cool. Really glad that they were able to power everything on their own. That's awesome with renewable energy. But for as much money or as much emphasis as NASCAR put into the fan experience, if you're selling $8,000 tickets for box seats or whatever it was, hey bro, where the food at? Where the snacks? You can't have people like, no, I'm hungry and I'm out. Like, I'm not coming back. Like, this person literally tweeted, like, yo, I couldn't find food. They wouldn't feed me. I got tickets for the whole weekend, but I'm not going to cup race. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm sitting at the hotel. I'm like, man, that's kind of crazy. You didn't have the forethought to feed the peons. Not saying that this person was a peon, but you shouldn't run out of food at a major sporting
How
event. I
how
just feel
much
like
of
that's shit.
Okay.
how much of that do we think was affected by the red flags though? Because and now I'm not giving them a free pass on this. Don't get me wrong. I do think there were some logistical things that were not handled properly this weekend. But like speaking from somebody who's been at like severely delayed red flagged races, like it can get really tough on those venues, even very well seasoned venues. I mean, hell, I was at what was it, 2 3 years ago, where it was rain delayed for like quite some time, and I don't think I left the
Mhm.
track till like 8 o'clock that year or something like that. Like there were a lot of really tough issues leaving the track because like staff went home. There were a lot of concession stands that were shut down, so it was hard for people to find water towards the end of the day. Like that is a obviously one of the most well-seasoned tracks in the world. They were having logistical issues for a weather delay. So like I do kind of want to give them some grace there that like those were 2 days, 3 days in a row actually, where like there was a lot of delays. Again, I think there were some logistical things they could have done better, but like I do feel like that probably impacted it a lot. Especially with the fact that like this is on a naval base and like to your point, Jarrett, like they're not even letting them use the power. Like I think there are a lot of resources that they had to like pull out of their ass to pull it off. Like I'm really impressed there weren't like honestly some more problems.
Absolutely. Bonte, what was your take on the race yesterday?
Back to what I was saying. I thought something happened. Um, I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, one of the best road course races I have ever seen. I legit had a blast. Yes, I was raging about Bubba being 2 laps down, but he got something back in a second away from me. Like I said, happy for Corey Heim to get his first ever win in the Cup Series. It was bad fast. I won't lie to you. They had a good car, really good car. Also, another day, happy for Bowie Barker. That was a that was a great strategy from him. So it's cool to see Bowie back in victory lane. That was fantastic. And yeah, that I thought it was pretty cool. Now, anyways, that's what I was saying about the Noah and Magnuson part. The fact the fact that Kevin did not care what Noah says was hilarious, and it just shows like Kevin did not care. If you know Kevin the F1, you know he doesn't care. But other than that, I think that was great.
It's been a long time since somebody got yoked up, bro. I think we're due for somebody getting grabbed by their collar, the lapels of their race suit,
Hmm.
and ask some difficult questions right there on pit road. I feel like it's time. Maybe next week. Lights too bright. Who's our victors of the light bulbs this week?
You know
Madeline
what?
looks like she has something to
Okay.
say. You go first.
I think Lights Too Bright has to go to the man who climbed the fence and immediately got arrested
Oof.
by NCIS.
Oof. It's not just a TV show.
Tough,
Real
man.
life.
Tough.
Man's did all that just to talk to Sheldon
Sheldon
Creed.
Creed, that's the best person we could have picked to talk to.
Hey, listen.
Sheldon Creed.
And y'all not gonna do that. Calm down. Y'all not gonna do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Do we think he got like let go this
Hell
morning
no.
with a
He
slap?
was in the
God,
No.
no.
Fuck
That's a
no.
federal crime.
I don't know if they could actually charge him with anything that crazy other
Yeah,
than
'cause
reckless
was he-
endangerment. Because, like,
What
But-
law did he really break? I mean, I don't know
Trespassing?
it.
but like,
Well, but he
was a-
paid to be there.
So it's more like
That's
reckless
valid.
endanger. He's probably just banned
Yeah.
from NASCAR for life and banned from a
Probably.
bunch of military bases for life. Or if he's in the military, he probably got like
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
a hell of a write up. That's for sure.
Hell of a write up is crazy.
I didn't think about the scenario where he was also potentially in the military. Ooh, I hope I hope they let him go this morning. I hope they made him think about what he did, but I do hope they let him go. For Sheldon Creed? Come on. I'm sorry. Even I.
Y'all
Oh.
are right. Who's your lights too bright?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of want to choose the Corey Heim and Carson Hocevar situation. Mostly because I do have this like strange superstition that Corey Heim only wins when I tweet Heim time in a really unlikely scenario. Um, so after he dumped Hocevar, which allegedly was on accident, he claims it was completely accidental. Um, the hilarious the just get out of the way video response was great. He claims it wasn't intentional, but also I absolutely love that moment is how we got Corey Haim's first cup win was Hocevaring Hocevar. It's great. It's really, you can't write it better. Like, it's perfect.
Vontae.
Oh yeah, my lights are bright. To this week goes to Noah Gregson. Because the fact that he literally got in Kevin Magnus' face, like my brother in Christ, is literally your fault. You literally was driving like an asshole towards him. Like no, like then you wait. What you say? Why you do that to me? Yeah, because you driving like a prick, bro. Like be for real. Like chill. So that's my life bright for this week. That guy.
My lights too bright goes to the turn 3 jersey walls. Um, hey, bro, you need some extra support or something the next time we come and do this. Um, I know that it's a temporary wall and NASCAR might not be able to do much for it, but after seeing how the track layout is, maybe they redesign that section so they either shave off more speed or you ask the government for more space to widen it out to give the drivers more room making that right turn because there were some hellacious hits right there all weekend, all 3 days. Somebody got their brain scrambled trying to fit 4 cars through a 2-car street. So, food for thought for next year. I really hope this comes back. The fan council survey was like, "Do you want this back? Who should come?" And I'm like, "Not Trucks and O'Reillys, but Cup can come." Because I just think it was a cool background, a cool setup. Prime made the weekend. RIP Prime, they're done until next year. Very sad. Um, very very sad. But yeah, that section of walls gets my lights too bright. Man, we just went and plugged right on through this. Open mic. We have anything to discuss? In case you missed it, they're staying in California. Next week is Sonoma. I know if you're a fan of Toyotas that belong to 2311, you hope that they just dust off these cars, take off the wrap, rewrap them, and put them back on the track for Sonoma to see if they can get another race win on an authentic circuit. That would be nice to see. But I think the race is on TNT now. Oh, the end season race challenge starts this weekend. Make sure you get in your place your bets of sorts. Shout out to the person who put $100 on Corey Heim and winning yesterday and won $7,500.
That's
pretty damn
crazy.
awesome.
That's insane.
Pretty damn
That rules,
awesome.
man.
Pretty damn awesome.
Can can we just go back? I'm sorry if I keep bringing this up, but can we just go back to the fact that Bubba literally finished second, like on straight raw speed on the road course?
Yeah, we got some time. We can revisit it.
That
Bubba came down from 2 laps to he caught timely cautions to get his lap back, and pitted at the perfect time when Ricky Stenhouse motor went boom. He was on pit road, was able to pit, had decent track position to finish the race out, and was able to get his best finish of the year on a road course, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Also shout out to Brent Cruz. When Christopher Bell cars decides to give up, it just gives up, even whether he's in it or not. It was good on him. I'm glad that Christopher Bell was like, no, I can't do this, and gave Brent some seat time. If what Denny said is true and he's coming to play in 28, he needs all that he can get. So maybe they won't make such a, I wouldn't call it a hasty decision, but maybe they'll do like they were supposed to, let Christopher Bell start the race so he can get the points. They just let Brent just go and hang out for the weekend, and get some seat time, because I feel like that helps more than anything. A la Ty racing for 2311 when Kurt got hurt. I feel like that. I mean, he didn't win it till this year, but I feel like he got him a leg up, just to see how the cars worked and see how they are in the draft and learning how they shift. Somebody said he money shifted. I'm not going to put any stock into that rumor, but the motor went. He was driving the car.
I do wonder, is Bell gonna race this Sunday or no?
If I'm Christopher Bell, I'm not getting back into the car until it's all lefts. Personally,
Okay.
I feel apparently with his injury and they're doing all these scans and he gets a new cast on his wrist every week. I just feel like the juice isn't worth the squeeze on a road course. I think historically he's not all that fast at road course racing anyway. So if Brent finishes P20, maybe that's where Christopher Bell would be as it is. So it's not really a loss. But I just think that they have to just maximize the points and just maximize experience for Brent. I feel like that's more important than anything right now. I don't think his expectations are really high to do anything more than just bring the car home clean and get some experience. So that's what I would do if I was a screw shovel. Like, yeah, just ride around, you know what I'm saying? Just don't break it. It's $300,000 that's going to get messed up if you break it. And it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money spent this weekend on some broken race cars.
Also, speaking of that, Pete, hold on. It's P2. Oh yeah. My goat finished P2. You know what that means? Free tenders.
Yes, free chicken from Hardee's.
Shout out Hardee's.
I made that realization after I threw away my Wawa sandwich and looked at my diecast on my desk, and I was like, "Oh, it was free tenders day at Hardee's. How shameful!"
Yeah, I'm going back this week, and I'm going to pick up another diecast from Bubba Meal.
That's a good idea. I think I'm gonna do that too.
Yes, sir.
Well, if we don't have anything else for the good of the internet, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your mammies, tell your Grammys. I guess we'll be back after we get to see green grass for the first time in 20 years at Sonoma. Will the grass be green out there? I think so, because the race is early.
Think so, yeah.
We get to see some grapes on the vines. Yeah. We'll catch y'all next week. See ya.
We out.